Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel, the ultimate destination for coin collectors and treasure hunters. Here you will discover the hidden secrets behind rare and valuable coins, from Lincoln pennies to state quarters and everything in between. We reveal real coin values, rare mint errors, and surprising auction prices that could turn your pocket change into a fortune. If you love coin collecting or want to know what your coins might be worth, you are in the right place. Our first coin. The Abraham Lincoln 1 cent from 1975 large date variety, with no confirmed mint mark, found in circulated bad condition, yet still reported in today's auction market with an unbelievable value of around $40,000. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1 cent coin that most people would ignore or even throw away could actually turn into a life-changing discovery if the right rare characteristics are present. The Lincoln 1 cent series has always been one of the most collected coin series in United States history. Millions and billions of these pennies were produced, but only a very small number contain rare errors, unusual strike characteristics, or special production variations that make them extremely valuable. The 1975 Lincoln cent is especially interesting because it sits in a time period where collectors often overlook minor differences in die production. But those small differences can sometimes create massive value in today's collector market. In this specific case, we are focusing on a 1975 large date Lincoln cent with no confirmed mint mark. That means the coin could have been struck in Philadelphia, or the mint mark could be missing due to wear, weak strike, or a possible minting variation. When collectors and experts see unclear mint mark details combined with unusual die characteristics, it immediately increases curiosity and market attention. Even in circulated bad condition, certain rare pennies continue to attract strong bidding in auctions because rarity often matters more than appearance. Now, let's talk about condition. Normally, a circulated bad condition coin is not expected to carry high value. It may have scratches, discoloration, heavy wear on Lincoln's portrait, and reduced details on the wheat or memorial design depending on the reverse type. In most cases, such a coin would only be worth face value, 1 cent. However, coin collecting is not always about condition alone. It is about rarity, error types, and demand among collectors who specialize in unique finds. That is where this 1975 Lincoln cent becomes interesting. Some reported versions of the 1975 large date penny show strong die characteristics, slightly doubled elements, or unusual strike pressure that makes the coin stand out compared to normal circulation coins. Even if the coin is heavily worn, experts sometimes identify underlying minting traits using magnification and grading tools. When such traits match known rare patterns, the value can increase dramatically. This is how a coin that looks ordinary on the surface can reach auction estimates of around $40,000. Collectors often ask how a simple penny can reach such a high value. The answer lies in scarcity. If only a few examples exist with a specific combination of features like large date variation, weak or missing mint mark, and verified mint error production, then demand becomes extremely high. Wealthy collectors, coin dealers, and auction houses compete to own those rare pieces, pushing the price far beyond normal expectations. The Lincoln cent series is especially famous for error coins and varieties. Over the years, collectors have discovered double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks that turn ordinary pennies into valuable treasures. The 1975 Lincoln cent is not commonly known for major publicized errors, which makes any unusual example even more attractive. When a coin is both unusual and rare, even heavy circulation damage cannot completely destroy its collector value. Another important factor is historical curiosity. Coins from the 1970s represent a transitional period in U.S. minting technology. During this time, small changes in production methods sometimes created unexpected results. These variations were not always caught immediately by mint officials, which means some coins entered circulation with unnoticed differences. Decades later, collectors begin to rediscover them and assign high value based on rarity and demand. If you ever find a 1975 Lincoln cent in your pocket change, it is worth taking a closer look. Check the date style, examine the strike quality, and observe whether any mint mark is visible or missing. Even a heavily worn coin can still carry hidden characteristics that only become visible under proper lighting or magnification. Many valuable coin discoveries have been made from coins that initially looked completely normal. Auction markets play a huge role in determining value. When a rare coin is sold through a major auction house, competitive bidding can significantly increase its price. If multiple collectors believe the coin is unique or one of the finest known examples, they may push the price far beyond initial estimates. That is how a coin like the 1975 Lincoln cent in circulated bad condition can still be associated with a value like $40,000 in today's market discussions. However, it is also important to understand that not every 1975 penny is valuable. The majority of them are still worth only 1 cent. The high value applies only to rare and verified varieties. Authentication by professional grading services is essential before assigning any serious market value. Without verification, claims of high worth remain speculative. Collectors are always encouraged to handle coins carefully and avoid cleaning them, as cleaning can reduce value. Even if a coin looks dirty or worn, its natural state is often preferred by serious collectors. Original surface condition, even in a bad circulation wear, is still better than artificially cleaned surfaces. This next coin, the 1980. Abraham Lincoln 1 cent with a large date and D mint mark, found in circulated fine condition. At first glance, this coin may look like an ordinary penny that has passed through many hands in everyday use. But in the world of numismatics, certain rare varieties of this coin have reportedly reached values of around $34,000 in today's auction market. This shows how even common pocket change can sometimes turn into a highly valuable collectible when rare characteristics are present. The Abraham Lincoln cent has been one of the most widely used coins in United States history since its introduction in 1909 honoring Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and, during this time period, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. By 1980 billions of Lincoln cents had already been produced, making it one of the most common coins in circulation. However, within these massive production numbers, certain rare varieties and minting variations can create coins that stand out dramatically in value. The 1980 large date variety is one of the key features that collectors pay attention to. In coin collecting, the difference between large date and small date varieties is subtle but extremely important. The large date version features numerals that appear slightly taller and more balanced compared to the small date version. These differences are caused by variations in minting dies used during production. While most people would never notice these small changes, collectors carefully examine them because they can determine whether a coin is common or rare. The D Mint mark indicates that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. In 1980, the Denver Mint struck a huge number of Lincoln cents, but only a small portion of them are associated with rare die varieties or unusual production characteristics. When a large date variety is combined with specific minting anomalies, the coin can become significantly more valuable than standard circulation examples. This combination is what makes the 1980D large date penny interesting to collectors. In circulated fine condition, this coin shows moderate wear from everyday use. The details of Lincoln's portrait remain visible, although some finer features may be slightly softened due to circulation. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side is still recognizable, but not as sharp as an uncirculated example. Fine condition coins are valued because they maintain a balance between authenticity and preservation. They show the real history of circulation while still retaining enough detail for collectors to appreciate the design. So how does a common 1980 penny reach a value of $34,000? The answer lies in rarity combined with special minting characteristics. Some examples of the 1980D large date penny may contain subtle errors such as double die features, die cracks, misaligned strikes, or unusual surface characteristics. These minting errors are extremely important because they make each coin unique. In the coin collecting world, uniqueness is often what creates high value. Another factor is scarcity. Even though billions of pennies were produced in 1980, only a very small number of coins with specific rare combinations survive in collectible condition. Many of these coins have been lost, damaged, or worn beyond recognition. This leaves only a handful of desirable examples available to collectors today. When demand exceeds supply, auction prices can rise dramatically. Authentication and grading also play a major role in determining the value of a coin like this. Professional grading services evaluate the coin's authenticity, condition, and any rare characteristics it may have. Once a coin is certified, it becomes more desirable to collectors because it comes with verified documentation. This helps build trust in the auction market and often increases the final selling price. A certified 1980D large date penny with rare features in fine condition can attract serious collector interest. Collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents often spend years studying small variations in design and production. They look for differences in date size, mint mark placement, strike quality, and surface details. Even a tiny variation can make a huge difference in value. This is why coins like the 1980D large date penny continue to attract attention decades after they were minted. If you happen to come across a 1980 Lincoln cent, it is worth taking a closer look. Check the size and style of the date, examine the coin under good lighting, and look for any unusual features or errors. A magnifying glass can help reveal details that are not visible to the naked eye. Comparing your coin with verified examples can help determine whether it might have collectible value. It is also important to understand that most 1980 pennies are not valuable. The vast majority are still only worth face value. The high valuation of $34,000 applies only to rare and exceptional examples with verified characteristics. Coin collecting is a field where knowledge and attention to detail make all the difference between an ordinary coin and a valuable discovery. This next coin, the Bicentennial Abraham Lincoln, 1 cent from 2009 large date variety, with no confirmed mint mark, found in circulated fine condition. At first glance, this coin may sound like just another ordinary penny. But in the world of coin collecting, certain rare examples of this coin have been reported in today's auction market with values reaching as high as $60,000. This makes it a fascinating example of how modern coins, even those that look common, can sometimes become extremely valuable when rare characteristics are present. First, let's understand what this coin actually represents. The 2009 Lincoln cent was released as a special commemorative series to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln. This year was extremely important for U.S. coin history because instead of one design, the U.S. Mint released 4 different reverse designs throughout the year, each representing a different stage of Lincoln's life. These included his birthplace in Kentucky, his early years in Indiana, his professional life in Illinois, and his presidency in Washington, D.C. This series is often called the Lincoln Bicentennial Series because it honors 200 years since Lincoln's birth. Now, when we talk about a large date 2009 Lincoln cent, we are referring to a specific design style in the year number. The U.S. Mint produced variations where the digits of the date appear slightly larger, bolder, and differently spaced compared to other versions. These small design differences are extremely important to collectors because they can indicate different die usage or production batches. Even though to a normal person the date 2009 looks the same on all coins, collectors carefully examine these details under magnification to identify rare varieties. The coin we are discussing also has no clear mint mark mentioned, which adds another layer of interest. In general, 2009 Lincoln cents were produced at different mints, including Philadelphia and Denver. A missing or unclear mint mark can sometimes be due to weak strike, circulation wear, or a rare minting variation. When combined with a large date style, this makes collectors even more curious because unusual combinations often lead to higher value discoveries in the numismatic market. In circulated fine condition, this coin shows visible wear from everyday use. It has likely passed through many hands in circulation, possibly used in stores, vending machines, or simply stored in jars over time. Even though the coin is worn, the main design elements remain visible. Lincoln's portrait is still recognizable, and the reverse design from the 2009 series can still be identified depending on which of the 4 commemorative reverses it belongs to. Fine condition means the coin is not damaged beyond recognition, but it clearly shows signs of age and handling. Now, the big question is how a common 2009 penny can reach a value of $60,000. The answer lies in rarity, errors, and collector demand. In most cases, 2009 Lincoln cents are extremely common and only worth face value. However, certain rare combinations such as die errors, unusual large date varieties, or misstruck coins can dramatically increase their value. These errors may include doubled dies, where parts of the design appear duplicated, off-center strikes where the image is not properly aligned, or unusual planchet issues that affect the metal surface. When such errors are combined with a recognizable commemorative year like 2009, collector interest increases significantly. The bicentennial nature of the coin also adds emotional and historical value because it represents a major milestone in American history. Collectors often pay premium prices for coins that represent important historical anniversaries, especially when those coins also contain rare minting features. Authentication plays a very important role in determining whether a coin like this can truly reach a high auction value. Professional grading services examine the coin closely under strict standards. They verify whether the large date variety is genuine, check for mint marks, identify any errors, and evaluate the overall condition. Once certified, the coin is sealed and assigned a grade that helps establish its market value. Without certification, even rare coins may not reach their full potential in auctions because buyers prefer verified authenticity. Another key factor is demand in the collector market. The Lincoln Cent series is one of the most widely collected coin series in the world. Millions of collectors actively search for rare varieties, especially from special years like 2009. This strong demand creates competition at auctions, which can drive prices higher for rare and unique examples. Even a circulated coin can become highly valuable if it is confirmed as a rare variety that collectors want to add to their collections. If you ever come across a 2009 Lincoln Cent, it is worth examining closely. Look at the date carefully to see if it appears large or unusually styled. Check for mint marks or missing marks, and inspect the surface for any unusual features like doubling or strange textures. Using a magnifying glass or coin loop can help you spot details that are not visible to the naked eye. Comparing your coin with verified examples online or in coin catalogs can also help you determine whether it might be special. This next coin. The 2003 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent, large date variety with no confirmed mint mark, found in circulated fine condition. At first glance, this coin may look like just another ordinary penny that you would easily ignore in your pocket change. But in today's coin market, certain rare examples of this coin have reportedly reached values of around $30,000 in auction listings. This shows how even the most common coins can sometimes become extremely valuable when rare characteristics and collector demand come together. The Lincoln Cent series is one of the most famous and widely used coin series in United States history. First introduced in 1909, it was created to honor Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected presidents in American history. Over the years, billions of Lincoln Cents have been produced, making them one of the most common coins ever minted. However, within such massive production numbers, rare variations, minting errors, and unusual die characteristics sometimes appear, and these are what makes certain coins highly valuable to collectors. The 2003 Lincoln Cent belongs to the modern era of U.S. coin production, where advanced minting technology was used, and coins were produced in extremely large quantities. Most 2003 pennies are common and only worth face value. However, collectors are always searching for rare varieties that stand out from the normal production. In this case, the coin is described as a large date variety with no confirmed mint mark, which immediately makes it more interesting to collectors who specialize in Lincoln Cent variations. The large date variety refers to the style of the numbers in the year 2003. In coin collecting, large date and small date differences are very important. A large date version has slightly bolder and more evenly spaced numerals, while the small date version appears thinner or slightly differently shaped. These differences occur due to changes in the minting dyes used during production. Even though the difference is small, experienced collectors can easily identify it, and in some cases, one variety can be rarer than the other depending on production numbers. The mention of no confirmed mint mark adds another layer of curiosity to this coin. Normally, 2003 Lincoln Cents carry a mint mark indicating whether they were produced at the Philadelphia or Denver Mint. However, sometimes the mint mark may appear weak, missing, or unclear due to die wear, striking pressure, or circulation damage. When this happens, collectors take a closer interest in the coin because unusual mint mark conditions can sometimes be linked to rare varieties or errors. In circulated fine condition, this coin shows moderate wear from everyday use. It has likely been used in daily transactions, passed through many hands, and exposed to natural wear over time. The surface may show scratches, smoothing, and reduced sharpness in some details. However, the main design elements remain visible. Lincoln's portrait is still recognizable, and the reverse design remains identifiable even with wear. Fine condition coins are important in collecting because they represent real-world circulation while still preserving enough detail for identification and study. Now, the most important question is how a common 2003 penny can reach a value of $30,000. The answer lies in rarity, minting anomalies, and strong collector demand. While most 2003 Lincoln cents are extremely common and worth only 1 cent, certain rare combinations of features can dramatically increase value. These may include doubled die errors, where parts of the design appear duplicated, off-center strikes where the design is misaligned, or unusual die cracks that create raised lines across the coin's surface. Even minor minting mistakes can turn an ordinary coin into a rare collectible if they are unique enough. Scarcity is another major factor that drives value. Even though millions of 2003 pennies were produced, only a very small number may exist with rare and collectible features. Over time, many of these coins are lost, damaged, or remain unnoticed in circulation. This leaves only a few surviving examples available to collectors. When demand is high and supply is extremely low, auction prices can rise significantly, especially when multiple collectors compete for the same rare coin. Authentication and grading are extremely important in determining whether a coin like this can truly reach high value. Professional grading services carefully examine the coin to confirm authenticity, identify any mint errors or varieties, and evaluate the condition. Once certified, the coin is sealed and assigned a grade, which helps establish its market value. Certified coins are much more trusted in the auction market, and buyers are willing to pay higher prices because they know the coin has been verified by experts. Collector demand for Lincoln cents is also very strong. The series is one of the most widely collected in the world, and many collectors focus specifically on finding rare varieties from different years. When a coin like the 2003 large-date Lincoln cent appears with unusual characteristics, it quickly attracts attention in the collecting community. This demand plays a major role in driving up auction prices for rare and unique examples. If you ever come across a 2003 Lincoln cent, it is worth taking a closer look. Carefully examine this date to determine whether it appears large or small. Check for mint marks and see whether they are clearly visible or missing. Look closely for any unusual features such as doubling, cracks, or misalignment. Using a magnifying glass can help reveal details that are not visible to the naked eye. Comparing your coin with known examples online or in reference guides can also help you identify whether it might be rare. This last coin, the 1994 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent, large date variety, with no confirmed mint mark found in circulated fine condition. At first glance, this coin may look completely ordinary, something you would find in your pocket, a coin jar, or even under your car seat. But in the world of coin collecting, certain rare examples of this coin have reportedly reached values of around $22,000 in today's auction market. This shows how even the most common coins can sometimes become highly valuable when rare characteristics are present. The Abraham Lincoln cent is one of the most widely recognized and heavily circulated coins in United States history. First introduced in 1909, it was created to honor Abraham Lincoln, a figure deeply respected for his leadership during one of the most critical periods in American history. Over the decades, billions of Lincoln cents have been produced, making them one of the most common coins ever minted. However, within this massive production, rare variations, minting errors, and unusual die characteristics sometimes appear, and these are what create valuable collector coins. The 1994 Lincoln cent belongs to the era of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, which was used from 1959 until 2008. By 1994, the U.S. Mint had extremely advanced production systems, and coins were being produced in massive quantities at both Philadelphia and Denver mints. Because of this high output, most 1994 pennies are very common and usually worth only face value. However, certain rare varieties, especially those involving large date differences or minting anomalies, can become highly desirable among collectors. The large date variety is one of the most important features of this coin. In numismatics, the difference between large date and small date refers to the size and shape of the numbers in the year. A large date version has bolder, more prominent numerals that are easier to read and slightly different in spacing compared to a small date version. These differences are created by variations in the dies used during the minting process. While most people would never notice this difference, Collectors carefully study these variations because they can indicate rarity or special production runs. The no confirmed mint mark detail adds even more interest to this coin. Normally, 1,994 Lincoln cents carry a mint mark indicating whether they were produced in Philadelphia or Denver. However, in some cases, the mint mark may appear weak, partially missing, or unclear due to die wear, strike pressure, or circulation damage. When combined with a large date variety, this creates a coin that attracts attention from collectors who specialize in Lincoln cent varieties and minting anomalies. In circulated fine condition, this coin shows moderate wear from everyday use. It has likely passed through many hands, used in transactions, and handled repeatedly over time. The surface may show scratches, smoothing, and loss of fine detail. However, the key features of the coin are still visible. Lincoln's portrait remains recognizable, and the reverse side design showing the Lincoln Memorial can still be identified clearly. Fine condition coins are important in collecting because they represent real-world circulation while still preserving enough detail for study and identification. Now the key question is how a common 1,994 penny can reach a value of $22,000. The answer lies in rarity, error characteristics, and collector demand. While most 1,994 Lincoln cents are extremely common, certain rare combinations can make a huge difference in value. These may include double die features, where parts of the design appear slightly duplicated, off-center strikes where the design is misaligned, or unusual die cracks that create raised lines on the coin's surface. Even small minting imperfections can make a coin extremely valuable if they are rare enough. Scarcity is another important factor. Even though millions of 1,994 pennies were produced, only a very small number may exist with specific rare characteristics. Over time, many of these coins are lost, damaged, or remain unnoticed in circulation. This leaves only a handful of collectible examples available to serious collectors. When demand is high and supply is extremely low, auction prices can rise significantly. Authentication and grading are essential in determining the true value of such a coin. Professional grading services carefully examine the coin to confirm its authenticity, identify any rare varieties, and evaluate its condition. Once certified, the coin is sealed and given a grade that helps establish its market value. Certified coins are far more attractive to buyers because they come with trusted verification, reducing the risk of counterfeit or misidentified coins in the market. Collector demand for Lincoln cents is also extremely strong. The series is one of the most widely collected in the world, and many collectors focus specifically on finding rare varieties from different years. When a coin like the 1,994 large-date Lincoln cent appears with unusual features, it quickly gains attention in the collector community. This demand helps drive up auction prices, especially when the coin is believed to be rare or unique. If you ever come across a 1,994 Lincoln cent, it is worth taking a closer look. Examine the date carefully to determine whether it appears large or small. Check for mint marks and see if they are clearly visible or missing. Look closely for any unusual features such as doubling, cracks, or misalignment. Using a magnifying glass can help reveal small details that are not visible to the naked eye. Comparing your coin with verified examples online or in reference guides can also help identify whether it might be special.